Yeah, we broke like Applebee's and Boston Market. We crushed Tijuana Flats and those Cracker Barrel crates. Killed Red Lobster, BDQ2, TGI Fridays, Jack, I Got You. Burning down Danny's like a grand slam. Sniff Smith and Mom Pizza, I can't help myself, man. Detroit Outback Steakhouse and Hardee's to my delight. That's how we ruin the country like.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Sometimes a story just hits you right in the heart because it's something that has affected you. And of course, this is the kind of stuff that makes every story powerful. The stories about the economy, the stories about crime, stories about how your children are raised and the people coming for them. Like, this is really important to you and to me because it's like affects our lives. The cost of gas, the cost of groceries, the cost of goods and services. This affects us on a very real day-to-day basis. Now, I was born in California and I was raised in California until I was about 7 years old. And we would frequent In-N-Out. And that's why when I saw the story of the first closed In-N-Out, you know, and ever since going back to California, I really like In-N-Out. I really like the burger and I really like the product. I always visit the In-N-Outs whenever I get a chance to. And we were back in Oakland and we got robbed at an In-N-Out because this was the only In-N-Out that had ever closed due to robberies. So yeah, sure, call it, do what the rest of the internet did and say, duh, you know. We just thought that since it was closed down, they'd stop robbing people because presumably people would stop going and showing up. But boy, did we learn about California criminality that day. And so, like, I am in tune with the news of In-N-Out, right? Like, it's a brand that has affected me. It's a brand that, you know, we've seen up close and we've been able to report on. And, you know, tens of millions of people saw the video of us getting robbed across platforms. And so it's, you know, kind of interesting. While we were out there, we did visit In-N-Out again, right, to do some sort of pop-up filming for what we were putting together. And the lines at In-N-Out in California are always extraordinarily long. I don't know if you know, if you've ever been to one, but In-N-Out in California is truly sacred. People love that brand, and it's very interesting because it's a family-owned brand. It's a Christian brand. They have Bible verses on their cups and on their bags for their burgers. It's a brand that even in the secular state of California, that is a descent into a third world hellscape, dystopian Mad Max, Jackson Pollock painting, that really, like, holds up, right? Like, California culture kind of pinned together by this specific burger chain. And so that is why it was so painful to see that the people of California, I live about as far away from California as you can get, but the people of California are just getting absolutely schlonged by their state government once more. And this time, like, where it really does hurt in their In-N-Out. In-N-Out is now being forced to raise prices. In-N-Out famously is a company that kept their prices shockingly low. I mean, when I was growing up, to get a burger at In-N-Out was like $2. It was like 1950s prices. And it has like a very 1950s aesthetic, and it has a very 1950s vibe, right, with the way that you're treated inside of In-N-Out. It's like way more polite than Chick-fil-A. But now In-N-Out, who has famously low and affordable prices for people, have been forced to jack up their prices due to the government stepping in and, of course, doing the thing the government always does, which is artificially raise the cost of labor and the cost of products through jackassery, and that gets passed on to us, the consumer. These people are monsters. In-N-Out raises prices in response to California's minimum wage increase. In-N-Out raising prices just 2 months after California instituted a minimum wage increase for fast food workers. The president of the popular fast food chain said in April that she fought to keep prices down, but when the law took effect, there's just no way to do it. We can't raise prices too much. We can't, she said in an interview at the time. Although many fast food restaurants saw menu prices increase 10% or more, one Los Angeles-based In-N-Out instituted a moderate price increase of 25 cents on the burgers and 5 cents on the drink. But those on social media are showing massive increases. For like a combo meal, you're getting, you're above $10, right? Look at some of these look at some of these users on social media explaining what their In-N-Out experience is like.
This one hurt. I don't care about no fast food place, but In-N-Out's my spot. All you fools begging for minimum wage increases. It ain't our fault you didn't freaking hustle or get a profession. Go grind. All that minimum wage increase, you're just going to end up back at where you started because all the prices are increasing on everything.
Continue. When the double meal hits double digits, you know the economy is screwed. There it is. There it is, your doubles. I just spent $22 on In-N-Out.
Deadass.
People are not liking it. They're not happy about this. And it follows a trend, of course, across all fast food. California $20 minimum wage led to fast food price hikes, lower customer traffic, and a bunch of fired fast food employees who can no longer, because their brands can no longer keep up. This is how the government destroys industries. Yeah, like price targets set by government is the number one way to effectuate the destruction of whatever industry that the price targets are targeted towards. The Soviet Union proves this. The Soviet Union proves this once and for all, that government regulation on quantity of product and of unit of labor, government mandates on labor units and on price units. And the government comes in and says, this will cost this, your labor will cost this. When the government does that, then the entire system collapses. You're like that close to having the entire system collapse. This is exactly what happened in the Soviet Union in the 1970s. There's a lot of flexibility in the joints, okay? There's a lot of lying that can be done until suddenly the entire thing just collapses, right? And that is, of course, then you literally have the total and complete collapse of the systems in the 80s, right? With the Soviet Union just fell apart. It doesn't work. You filthy, dirty Marxists in California. It just destroys people's lives. Burger King, In-N-Out, and other chain locations in California raised their prices while many closed down forever. And this is decimating California restaurants forever. The restaurants that raised menu prices in California, from Chick-fil-A to McDonald's. Let's go ahead and cruise through this just like a little bit. McDonald's is raising prices. Burger King raising prices by 2% across the board. Chipotle is raising prices by 7%. You think that they're going to pay $20 minimum wage to a guy folding burritos at Chipotle and that Chipotle is just going to eat that cost? You think that's going to happen? Are you dumb? No, they're going to pass that on to the person who comes in and buys the burrito. Idiots. Menu prices at Wendy's rose 8% in California. Starbucks beverages, 7% in California. Menu prices they're just going to take the percentage more that they pay their employees. So the employee was getting paid $15 an hour. Now they get paid $20 an hour. So they're just going to take that delta and they're just going to fold it into the actual cost of the product that's being produced. That's how it always works. People in California are such morons. Chick-fil-A prices rose 10%. Goodness gracious. Shake Shack raised their prices 7%. And now there's hiring freezes across the board at a lot of these companies. The local news kind of really captures it in the Bay Area. Again, we were just in the Bay Area, and we saw that there's hundreds of people. There's a lot of families that eat In-N-Out. There's a lot of people who, don't look like they have much standing in line at In-N-Out to go get themselves, some food. And so this really, really hurts them. And the local news report really puts a pin in it.
Price increase others didn't notice at all, but take a look at this drive-through line at this hour. Now, this is not uncommon, but if it's any indication, the demand for In-N-Out is strong. The starting wage for In-N-Out workers is $22 to $23 an hour based on the location, which is higher than the state's new $20 minimum wage.
Especially coming from Georgia, California prices are a little bit higher, but when I came to In-N-Out and I was spending $20 on a meal, it's definitely something that I did not expect at all.
Khalil Coleman just moved to Oakland from Georgia 2 weeks ago. For Halika, the pricing is all relative. For example, a double-double meal at the In-N-Out in San Francisco is the most expensive in the Bay Area at over $13. The same meal in Alameda costs just under $12. Diners pay slightly less at the San Jose or Pittsburgh locations.
It's not bad. You know what I mean? If it's what it is, as long as it don't go over $20, I'm fine with it.
I love that. As long as it don't go over $20. Okay. It is like a frog in a pot of boiling water. Well, as long as it doesn't get to boiling, you know, we'll be fine. It's hot in here, sure. But I've seen worse. They'll keep voting. They'll keep voting for this stuff. They'll keep voting. And then when you get your $30 burger, they'll say, how'd this happen? It's so predictable and embarrassing, quite frankly. For the people of California, so glad I don't live in that state. So glad I live here, and you should live here on this channel with us. Like, share, and subscribe to this video. See ya.